The opposition National Democratic Congress says it will fiercely reject any attempts to prevent a bipartisan probe into allegations made against the president and some named government officials in the Al Jazeera documentary and the report by Professor Frimpong-Boateng. At a news conference in Accra, National Communications Officer of the party, Sami Jemfi, said members will hit the streets if anyone denies the country justice.
We are demanding justice and we are demanding action. And if they don't give us justice, we will hit the streets, we will go to their homes. Enjoy from Galamsey, omodia say ni pensio, edi kum nipa. Nagana for the yayekum sa.
The prime suspect in the murder of 26-year-old Victoria Dapa, also known as Majua at Edum Kumasi, has told an open court it was not his intention to kill the lady, although he went to demand a refund of 5,000 cedis he had given to the deceased. Inspector Ahmed Chumesi, according to the judicial prosecutor, used his service pistol to commit the alleged crime. 7 physician assistants who were picked up by the Ghana Police Service for picketing at the Health Ministry have been granted bail. The unemployed health workers were demanding financial clearance and postings 5 years after completing school. The Electricity Company of Ghana is collaborating with the Judicial Service to introduce special utility courts to prosecute customers who engage in power theft, including meter tampering, meter bypasses, and indirect connections. Persons who provide information leading to such arrest stand to benefit up to 6% of the cash equivalent of the power illegally consumed. A Ghanaian security analyst resident in South Sudan, Dr. Prosper Addo, tells TV3 News the fragile 72-hour ceasefire agreed between the warring factions has brought relative calm to the country. He wants regional bodies like the African Union to expedite efforts at mediating peace.
About 4 ceasefire, requests, but then they failed. So this happened to be the latest one that appears to be holding, which is a positive development from what we've heard so far.
It's very unprofessional of a minister to personalize an issue such as that. Very unprofessional to drop a name on a matter that was purely about a lawyer asking questions about his client. Heritage happens to be a client to one of the lawyers at my firm, Adam. And Heritage had a prospecting license issued on 25th October 2018, okay, which was to expire October 2021. I believe what the minister is referring to happened after this. I think it was in 2019 or 2020. I can't recollect, but he has the date. They had a mining exploration operating permit issued 18th July 2019. They had a forest entry permit issued 12 November 2018, and also an EPA permit. My lawyer comes to me and says that his client, with all these permits and licenses, goes on site with equipment to do prospecting, and the soldiers have come to seize the equipment. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now, what do you do as a lawyer? The first thing I did was I asked, but are they with your people? Said yes. So I spoke to the to the...
So you call the soldiers first?
Yes,
Okay.
to ask what really was going on. And then they said that they were acting on the instructions of the minister. So I called the minister for clarification. Clarification in the sense that I have a client who has all the documents or permits and licenses required to do prospecting. And he goes on site, and then soldiers come to basically stop, not just stop them from working, but to seize all the equipment.
Well, this is an interview that Gabby Otchere-Darko granted Accra-based City FM and City TV. But you know what? After that interview and a number of reactions from some of the people who have been captured in this report that has been leaked, the presidency has also responded. I'm sure you've seen this. They've labeled the allegations leveled against some top government officials and also relatives of the president in this 36-page document by Professor Frimpong-Boateng, former Environment, Science, Technology Minister, as hearsay. It says that's the conclusion of the presidency. It says it's hearsay. It was in the press statement released over the weekend. In fact, they say although serious allegations have been made, there has not been any evidence submitted to prove the allegations. That's the conclusion they make, that no evidence has been submitted. In fact, as a result, they say they are unable to properly investigate the claims. Now, take a look at this. We pulled out aspects of the response from the presidency. It says, indeed, the allegations contained in the document are at best hearsay. It is instructive that since Professor Frimpong-Boateng's meeting with the Chief of Staff in March 2021, he has taken no steps nor acted in furtherance of the matters contained in the document. You see, this is it. Now, question is, after submitting the report to the president, as he was demanded to, who was supposed to take action on the details of it? Is it Professor Frimpong-Boateng or the president? Because this is part of the statement from the presidency, that he didn't take any action. Here's another aspect. Take a look. It says, it can only be rightly referred to as a catalogue of personal grievances and claims made by Professor Frimpong-Boateng intended to respond to some issues he faced as chairperson of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. It goes on to say, the document did not have a transmitter or cover letter, nor indeed an addressee, such as to suggest that it was submitted to the Chief of Staff for action. But Professor Frimpong-Boateng is on record to have consistently said that he submitted the copies of this report to the President and the Chief of Staff. So the credibility of the witness is extremely important in a case like this. It's not just about his word against somebody else's word. This is what Professor Frimpong-Boateng also said in response to Gabby Otchere-Darko, who we just played that interview with City FM and City TV. He said that going over the videos and pictures depicting the monumental environmental degradation in the areas of operation of Mr. Gabby Otchere-Darko's clients and seeing his ignorance, I am no longer surprised that Mr. Gabby Otchere-Darko has such a pixelated view of the illegal mining landscape in Ghana. This is Professor Frimpong-Boateng responding to Gabby Otchere-Darko. In fact, he continues that, Mr. Otchere-Darko, I don't think you have retrograde amnesia, but I still want to refresh your memory about the destruction of the environment that has been perpetrated by your client over the years with the accompanying videos and pictures from Diaso Forest and Upper Prama. So keep these two in mind. This is the Diaso Forest and the Upper Prama. But is it really true that Professor Frimpong-Boateng did not provide evidence in the report that he submitted to the presidency? Well, Here's what Professor Frimpong-Boateng said. In fact, he attached copies of pictures and videos he submitted to the presidency when he responded to Gabby Otchere-Darko. I have a few of them. I'm going to show it to you, okay? This is it, right? This is the pictures from the two forests or the two areas that he mentioned, Diaso and Apaprama. These are pictures, he says, are mining areas, the environmental degradation that he indicates or alleges that companies that Gabby Otchere-Darko was providing legal services for have done to the environment. Take a look at this critically. There's another one. There are about 13 pictures. Take a look at this one. Look at that. Okay? And then there is this one too. Look at that. And then there is this one. Okay? Then there is the next one. Okay? Quite a lot of them, right? And to be honest, we cannot show everything. But all the 13 pictures you can find on 3news.com. Make some time and visit 3news.com. You see the details of this. But it creates a lot of concern and worry. If you look at the extent of environmental degradation, what we've seen so far, as these things have been playing out. That is why this issue cannot be left to the back and forth that we are seeing. Some have called for an independent commission of inquiry. Others want a parliamentary probe. Well, guess what? The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice has been petitioned on this matter. We have the Commissioner of Shraj speaking to us tonight. Stay with us. The Ghanaian people deserve answers to this. But coming up right after this quick break, we have that exclusive report on the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, Shraj, on whether or not Professor Kwabena Frimpong-Boateng has ever engaged in illegal mining. There is a letter making the rounds on social media with the name of his company on it. We have some exclusive detail. We have the over 100-page Shraj report on this. When Shraj was petitioned by a Ghanaian, we have the name and what exactly Professor Frimpong-Boateng's company has anything to do with mining in this country. Stay with me. It's an exclusive detail. We'll be back shortly.